Hello everyone, welcome back to Nascent Toy Collector. Adam here, the Nascent Toy Collector himself. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the show, in this show, is it a show? I guess it is. In this show, I take a look at action figures that I am adding to my collection. And right now, I have to say, I've been on a huge Turtles kick. And today is no exception. I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new NECA TMNT Archie version of Slash, the evil snapping turtle. Let's jump into this bad boy. All right, guys, here it is. Finally, I'm so excited to have this in my hands. I've been looking forward to this series of NECA Adventures Series ever since they announced it, that it was going to be based on the Archie comics, because I used to read these as a kid back in the 90s. I think everyone did that was a Turtles fan. And Slash is also one of my very favorite Turtle villains. And he's not really a villain long in this comic series. He's a villain more in the 87 show and way more in like the video games, but he's different in just about every iteration. I don't know why, but Slash is one of those characters that they just really couldn't nail him down. This version of him from the Archie series is similar to what we saw on the TV show in that he really loves palm trees, but he's not he was Bebop's pet turtle on the cartoon. In this, he is an alien. He's from another planet, and he's actually is in a penal colony because he murdered. There was a race of people that showed up on his home. They cut down all of his palm trees, and he murdered every last one of them. So he was tried and convicted as a murderer and was serving time. Now, this box is just amazing. I love the window. The window lets you see into everything. Look at that. This is a beautiful figure, man. All the accessories. Hopefully, I can see some hands. I see weapons. It looks like he's really, really finely detailed in there, as you can see. But let's look at this thing. There he is with his little palm tree. If you guys remember the cartoon, honestly, the only reason why he did anything for Bebop and Rocksteady is because they were holding his little palm tree over him when he was a little turtle. Now, one of the major differences in Slash stories comes from the fact that eventually, in these comics, in the Archie, Eastman and Laird Adventures, he did join the Mighty Mutanimals. And here we have Man Ray, instead of how we know him as Ray Fillet, Jaguar, and Dreadmon. Now, he did join up with the Mutanimals, which the whole comic series became the Mutanimals eventually. They have some awesome pictures of the figure here, and another just badass picture on the side of the box. And it is all by original artist. His name is Kevin Mitroni. Kevin Mitroni is the original artist for the cartoon series, which I think for the comic book series, which I think is really cool. And man, this thing is just badass, you guys. Can't wait to tear into it. Let's take a look at this brand new Slash figure. This is my first time ever opening this guy. Ooh, man. And is he sexy? Look at that beast. Yes. Oh my, there he is, you guys, and he is beautiful. Look at this guy. Look at the paint on this guy. He looks like he's jumping right off of a comic book panel. I love this lining, the outlining that they've done on everything, the shell, his armor pieces, and they're nice and soft, so they move along with him. I love all the little details on him. Like, it looks just like the Kevin Mitroni artwork from the comic books, man. This thing is gorgeous, you guys. The paint apps, I mean, they spared no expense on these paint apps. Not that I can see. Now, I have a little bit of issue with the sweatbands already popped off when I was moving his head. That's okay, but it kind of made like a little spot here. You can see that, like a little bit of like a... It's on a peg, though, so you could pose it. I would imagine, like, if you wanted to, you could pose it in all different ways, so... I don't think it broke. It just popped out when I was moving his head around. He does move pretty well. We'll go over his articulation in just a second. I just really wanted to look at this paint first. I mean, man, they did such a really good job of making this thing look comic book. He's even got his tail, which is something that's pretty awesome. You can see it dangling there between his legs, something that got cut from the original Ninja Turtles when they went from comic book to cartoon. Probably for understandable reasons there why they would cut the tails. But yeah, really look at this. Everything's got that cool comic book style shading. His belt is shaded. You know, everything. Man, it's just really, really, really nicely done. You can tell it's the 90s. He does have pouches. It's very Deadpool. He's got pouches on his belt. Everything's done like really neat, like just like this kind of blue color here. It's on his spikes, kind of making them look rounded and like they're off of a comic book panel. You can see the insides of his claws are blue and the outside's white, so it looks shaded, you know, colored pencil shaded. Really nice, really cool. So there he is. Let's take a look at his accessories really quick before we go over articulation. Now, he of course comes with two different styles of hands. He has a gripping hand, which is really nicely done. As you can see, the nails are outlined. Really cool, very well done. And he comes with an open hand, so you could pose him, you know, like he's like, oh shit, or whatever, you know. He's lost his palm tree. You can see the nails are painted there too. It's just really nicely done. And of course he comes with sets of those, so you know you got two of each. Oh shit, knocked over. He is chunky. He's a heavy little chunky boy there. And I like chunky boys, as you guys probably already know. Now this is the thing that when I think of Slash, I always think of this bent up style knife, like this really, you know, jagged, looks like a lightning bolt style of sword that I remember Slash having in the vintage original action figure, which looks basically nothing like this, which is something that was always kind of confusing. Like Slash really only looked like he did in the action figures in the Turtles in Time video game, where he was the prehistoric Turtlesaurus. Prehistoric Turtlesaurus. Anyway, I do love that they included this knife, and I know this is what he had in the comic book as well. It's also painted the same way with the shading. As you can see, it has the blue and the white, and the handle's really done nicely. It's got the same thing going on there, the pale blue, making it look like a page, you know, which is what it's supposed to look like, and it's really cool. I like it a whole lot. Slash is a very good swordsman. He can actually go blow for blow with Leonardo. He does also exhibit incredible durability and also super strength, something that the Turtles never had. I don't think the Turtles ever could actually defeat Slash. I think he's just too strong for them. He also came with one of these, and I could not tell you the name of this thing. I know I've looked it up before. Is this a Chris? I don't think so. I think maybe that's a Chris. I'm not sure. But it's really nicely done, as you can see there. I love the white. You know, makes it look like a comic page there again. Really nicely done. I really enjoy it. I think I will swap out one of his hands real quick, and then we'll take a look at articulation. And there he is. Look at that. Sword in hand. He looks great. Everything's really tight, you guys. That sword was really hard to get into that hand. It's not extremely flexible or anything, so you got to kind of work it. I pulled the hand out so that I could put it in, so I can put the sword in his grip there. But it does look really cool when it's done. Man, look at Slash. God, Slash is just one of my very favorites. And I mean, look at him. No wonder he was one of my very favorites. He's probably all of us probably love Slash because he's just so damn cool looking. I love the black sweatband. I think that's one of the things. All right, but let's check out articulation. This is a new series of figures. This is number 1, I believe, in this series, which is really awesome. I love this shell, by the way. The shell, I love the color of it. Again, the paint app here, just really, really nice, you guys. I love it. Okay, so let's start off with some articulation. The head is on a ball here. Spins all the way around. It goes up and down, goes side to side. You can probably pull it up. See there with the sweatband. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to pull it off. He didn't come with an extra head, so I'm not really going to mess with that. Although I do think you could absolutely give him an extra. You could absolutely swap out heads if you wanted to, but there's just really no reason to here. He does have a really nice, I think, range of articulation. He can look up, he can look down, you know, side to side. I mean, yeah, I like that his neck comes out forward. Kind of gives him that hunched over look, which is really cool. As far as shoulders go, they go up that high there, both of them. And they're really kind of stiff. Now, I haven't really worked them loose or anything, but as you can see, he's got that much movement there on the shoulders. He does have the bicep swivel. As you can see there, this is soft so that when it hits the shell, it kind of bends and you can get it underneath things, which is kind of cool. I do love his armor. His armor looks super cool. He does have pin joints, as you can see there. You got the 2 pins. You got the 2-part elbow. Not that he really needs it. Not that I can't even maybe make it function even with the sweatband in there, which is fine. I do like that the sweatband kind of hides some of the articulation. Even though I can't get this last bend to really do anything, there maybe I got it a little bit. As you can see, I'm really struggling. There you go. There's a little bit of it. If you really needed him to, there's really no reason to reach that far, but you know, cool that he can. Let's see here. No forearm swivel. It's just in the bicep there. He is hinged at the wrist there, as you can see. Maybe you can see hinge at the wrist there, and it does swivel as well. Also, I'm noticing that these blades seem to be mildly articulated, where you can kind of like, oh, well, there you go. I just broke that one. Did you see that, guys? I just broke his blade. Well, that sucks. That just broke. Well, there's kind of a downer, huh? All right, well, keep on going here. That really sucks. For $37.99, I would really have liked that to have been a little bit better. I guess I was hard on it, though, moving things around and swapping parts out. I don't know. Wow. Yeah, that's really disappointing. I actually hate that happened, but as far as it happening, I'm glad it happened on camera so you guys can see that. That blade just totally broke off. My slash is down a blade. Look at that. Looks like shit. I don't think I can fix that even. I don't believe I could even glue that. Well, that kind of sucks. Thanks, NECA. That kind of blows. All right, I guess continuing on with articulation here. Does not have any kind of mid-torso articulation. I would say that would be, I mean, I think it's in there maybe, but his shell won't really allow much movement. I do like the thickness of this guy. He's very thick. He's a thick boy, as he should be. Let's see. Thighs move out to the sides. A little bit forward. A little more back maybe. There's forward. There's back. He is pin jointed. He does have the knees. As you see, he can kick himself in the butt if you need to. He is very articulated at the ankle. Forward and back. A little bit of side to side. Yeah, he's got side to side. Oh yeah. So you can get him in dynamic poses if that's what you wanted to do. Now, I do love this character. I do think it's a crying shame that I just broke his damn claw. That really sucks. This thing is beautiful though. Other than that, man, I love Slash. So I've already said this, I know, but Slash is really one of my favorite characters in the bad guys of the TMNT. He's one of my favorite villains just because he's so damn cool. It's kind of misunderstood, you know. I've always enjoyed that kind of villain. The misunderstood villain. I do love the eyes being like this. This is straight out of that comic book, man. I love it. Kevin Mitroni's art is badass. If you guys have never read that Adventures series, I recommend checking it out. It's fun. It's a little more serious than I imagined it would be. It's a little more, they could do more stuff with it because it wasn't confined to a daytime television show for children. So there's a lot more stuff going on in that comic book than I ever gave it credit for. All right, guys, here's Slash. I mean, he's a great looking figure. Like I said, $37.99 on Big Bad Toy Store. I do hate that it broke, but I guess glad that you guys could see that and get to, you witness that yourselves. It is fragile. Be careful if you pick this guy up. Be careful with his blades. Love the paint. I give that a 10 out of 10. I love the subject material, 10 out of 10. I give this action figure a 3 out of 10 because the damn thing broke. Oh well. God, that's such a shame. I love this thing. It looks fantastic. All right, well, hey guys, until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Please hit like, hit subscribe, and tune in for more Nascent Toy Collector. Peace out. Have a good week. Keep it geek.